Good morning, students. Welcome once again to my English classes. Students, as you all know, in my previous class, I was explaining the chapter Evans Tries an O Level by Colin Dexter from your supplementary book Vistas. Today also, we are going to continue with the same. Till now, we have seen that Evans is also known as Evans the Break. 3 times he had escaped from the prison. At present, he is present in Oxford prison and he had made an unusual request to the governor of Oxford prison that he wants to appear for the O-level German examination, and this request had been forwarded to the secretary of the examination board by the governor, and this request had been accepted by the examination board after having a short discussion. On the day when Evans was having his examination, two prison officers, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Stephens, came to visit him. Evans and Jackson are sworn enemies. Now, students, let's continue further, and you all can see page number 73 from your textbook. Which reminds me, Jackson turned his eyes on Stephens. Make sure you take his razor out of the cell when he is finished scraping that ugly mug of his. Clear. One of these days he will do us all a favor and cut his bloody throat. And for a few seconds, Evans looked thoughtfully at the man standing ramrod straight in front of him. A string of Second World War medals proudly paraded over his left breast pocket. Mr. Jackson, was it you who took my nail scissors away? Evans had always worried about his hands. And your nail file too. Look, for a moment, Evans' eyes smoldered dangerously, but Jackson was ready for him. So, in these lines, author want to tell that when Mr. Jackson and Mr. Stephens, the prison officers, came to visit Evans, they saw that Evans' face was unshaven. So, they asked him to go and shave. When Evans went to shave, at that time, Jackson tells Stephens, as Jackson was senior and Stephens was a new joinee. So he says to Stephens to take away the razor after Evans has shaved, because he did not want any mishappening done by the Evans, as Evans had already escaped 3 times from the prison, and he warns Stephens that be careful with Evans because he do not want any such type of thing that the Evans is cutting his bloody throat. On listening these words of Jackson, Evans looked at the Jackson that what Mr. Jackson is saying, and at that time Evans searched for his nail scissors also, and he asked Jackson whether he has taken his nail scissors, as Evans was always careful about his hands. So Jackson replied that not only his nail scissors but also his nail filer he has taken away. Look, for a moment, Evans' eyes smoldered dangerously, but Jackson was ready for him. On listening these words, Evans got angry and he looks in a threatening way to the Jackson. But Jackson was knowing that what would be the reaction of Evans, so he was ready for it. Orders of the governor Evans. He leaned forward and leaned, his voice dropping to a harsh, contemptuous whisper. You want to complain? So, seeing the way Evans was looking, Jackson says to him that these are the orders from governor and we are following the orders given to us by him. And do you have a complaint? Listening these words of Jackson, Evans shrugged his shoulders lightly. The crisis was over. So Evans replied in negative that he was not having any complaint. You have got half an hour to smarten yourself up, Evans, and take that bloody hat off. So Jackson informed Evans that he was having half an hour for smartening himself, because after half an hour his examination would be there and invigilator would be coming to invigilate him. So he says that go and shave yourself and remove that bloody hat which Evans had put on his head. Me at Evans put his right hand lovingly on the top of the filthy woolen and smiled sadly. Do you know, Mr. Jackson, it's the only thing that's ever brought me any sort of luck in life. Kindly, oh lucky charm, if you know what I mean. And today I thought, well, with me, exam and all that. So when Mr. Jackson asked Evans to remove that dirty cap from his head, Evans put his right hand on the top of the filthy woolen. Filthy means dirty hair, full of dust means the cap which was put on the head of the Evans means the cap which Evans was wearing was full of dust, but he put his hand on it and says smilingly to Jackson that this is my lucky charm. This is the thing. He is going to need it for the examination also, and he is not going to remove it as it has always brought him luck in his life. But somewhere in Jackson was a tiny core of compassion, and Evans knew it. As Evans was knowing that Jackson would believe his philosophy about the lucky charm, so he would not be saying anything about it. So it happened also. Just this once, then Shirley Temple, if there was one thing that Jackson genuinely loathed about Evans, it was his long wavy hair and get shaving. So he says that okay, if you don't want to remove your cap, you go and shave yourself. At 8:45 the same morning, the Reverend Stott McCleary left his bachelor flat in Broad Street and stepped out briskly towards Carfax. The weatherman reported temperatures considerably below the normal for early June, and a long black overcoat and a shallow crowned clerical hat provided welcome protection from the steady drizzle which had set in half an hour earlier and which now spattered the thick lenses of his spectacles. In his right hand he was having a small brown suitcase which contained all that he would need for his morning duties, including a sealed question paper envelope, a yellow invigilation form, a special authentication card from the examiner's board, a paper knife, a Bible. He was to speak to the Women's Guild that afternoon on the Book of Ruth and a current copy of the Church Times. The 2 hours examination was scheduled to start at 9:15 a.m. So now students, in these lines the author is explaining about the Reverend Stott McCleary. He was the invigilator who was coming to the prison to invigilate Ivan's when he would be undertaking the examination of O-level German language. So at 8:45 the same morning, the invigilator who was appointed for the examination started for the prison from his home, which was in Broad Street. Okay, and the weatherman reported temperatures considerably below normal for early June. That time the temperature was usually low as compared to the temperature which used to be in the time of June, and it was drizzling, means the small water droplets were coming from the clouds. It was drizzling outside. The droplets which were falling from the clouds, from the sky, were spattering the thick lenses of his spectacles, means the invigilator has put on thick spectacles. In his right hand he was having a small brown suitcase. That invigilator who was coming to the prison, Oxford prison, he was having a brown suitcase, small brown suitcase in his hands, and it was containing all the needed things by him that morning duty, like a sealed question paper envelope was there, a yellow invigilation form, a special authentication card from the examination board, a paper knife, a Bible was also there, because after taking the exam, means after invigilating the exam, he has to go to some women's guild and where he was going to deliver a speech. So for that he was needing a Bible, so he has kept that Bible also with him, and he was having the current copy of the Church Times, means it was the newspaper. The 2-hour examination was scheduled to start at 9:15 a.m. means the time when Ivan was going to take his examination was at 9:15 a.m.